We live in an era defined by information. Every day, we are bombarded with a constant stream of data from countless sources. From the moment we wake up and check our phones, to the time we go to bed, we are immersed in a digital world. The digital age has ushered in unprecedented access to knowledge. With just a few clicks, we can learn about any topic, connect with people across the globe, and stay updated with the latest news. This connectivity has transformed our lives in countless positive ways. However, this interconnected world has also given rise to a dangerous phenomenon, misinformation. In the vast ocean of information, not everything we encounter is true. False and misleading information can easily blend in with factual content, making it difficult to discern the truth. False and misleading information spreads like wildfire online, often faster than the truth. Social media platforms, with their vast reach and instant sharing capabilities, can amplify misinformation to an unprecedented scale. A single misleading post can be shared thousands of times within minutes, reaching millions of people. This infodemic poses a significant threat to individuals and society as a whole. When people are misinformed, they make decisions based on false premises, which can have serious consequences. From health decisions to political choices, the impact of misinformation is far-reaching. It undermines trust in institutions, erodes social cohesion, and can even incite violence. When people lose faith in the information they receive, they become skeptical of everything, leading to a breakdown in societal trust. This erosion of trust can result in social unrest and conflict. The ease with which misinformation proliferates is alarming. In today's digital age, anyone can create and share content, regardless of its accuracy. This democratization of information has its benefits, but it also means that false information can spread unchecked. Social media algorithms designed to maximize engagement often prioritize sensational content over accuracy. These algorithms are programmed to show users content that will keep them on the platform longer, which often means promoting sensational and emotionally charged posts. This can lead to the spread of misinformation, as sensational content is more likely to be shared. This creates echo chambers where people are exposed only to information that confirms their existing biases. When people only see content that aligns with their beliefs, they become more entrenched in their views, making it harder to change their minds or consider alternative perspectives. Furthermore, malicious actors, including state actors, exploit these platforms to manipulate public opinion and sow discord. These actors use misinformation as a tool to achieve their goals, whether it's to influence elections, destabilize societies, or promote their agendas. The fight against misinformation is a battle for the very soul of our information ecosystem. It requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders, including tech companies, governments, journalists, and the public. Fact-checking, media literacy, and responsible sharing are crucial in this fight. It is a fight we cannot afford to lose. The integrity of our information ecosystem is at stake, and with it, the foundation of our democratic societies. By working together, we can combat misinformation and ensure that truth prevails. State-sponsored disinformation campaigns represent a particularly insidious form of information warfare. Governments and political actors increasingly engage in these tactics to advance their agendas and undermine their adversaries. These campaigns are often well-funded and highly sophisticated, employing armies of bots and trolls to spread propaganda and manipulate public narratives. Their aim is not necessarily to convince people of a particular ideology, but rather to sow confusion, distrust, and apathy. One of the most prolific and sophisticated actors in this domain is the Chinese government. China has invested heavily in its disinformation apparatus, recognizing the power of information control in the digital age. Their campaigns often target domestic audiences, aiming to suppress dissent and maintain the Chinese Communist Party's grip on power. However, their reach extends far beyond China's borders, seeking to influence global perceptions and advance Chinese interests on the world stage. Chinese disinformation campaigns employ a range of tactics to achieve their objectives. These tactics are sophisticated and multifaceted, designed to manipulate public opinion and obscure the truth. One common strategy is the use of astroturfing, which involves creating the illusion of grassroots support for a particular issue or narrative. This can make a fringe opinion appear mainstream, thereby influencing public discourse and policy decisions. This is often achieved through fake social media accounts, coordinated online campaigns, and the dissemination of biased or fabricated content. These fake accounts can be bots or real people paid to spread disinformation, making it harder to distinguish between genuine and manipulated content. Another tactic is the use of whataboutism, which involves deflecting criticism by pointing out perceived hypocrisy or wrongdoing on the part of opponents. This method shifts the focus away from the original issue, creating confusion and diluting the impact of legitimate criticism. China also leverages its economic influence to pressure media outlets and silence critics. By threatening to withdraw advertising or access to the Chinese market, they can coerce media organizations into self-censorship or favorable coverage. Foreign journalists reporting on sensitive topics in China often face harassment, intimidation, and even expulsion. This not only affects the journalists themselves, but also limits the information available to the global audience. This creates a chilling effect, deterring others from speaking out against Chinese government actions. The fear of repercussions can lead to self-censorship, where journalists and media outlets avoid covering controversial topics altogether. The Chinese government's efforts to control the flow of information pose a serious threat to freedom of expression and the integrity of the global information environment. By manipulating narratives and suppressing dissent, they undermine democratic values and the free exchange of ideas. This not only affects China, but has far-reaching implications for global media and public discourse. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the impact of Chinese disinformation campaigns extends beyond its borders. It is crucial for individuals, media organizations, and governments to recognize and counter these tactics to protect the integrity of information and uphold democratic principles. Promoting media literacy and critical thinking skills is essential in combating disinformation. By educating the public on how to identify and verify information, we can build resilience against manipulative tactics and ensure a well-informed society. In conclusion, addressing the challenge of Chinese disinformation requires a collective effort. Through awareness, education, and international cooperation, we can safeguard the truth and maintain the integrity of our global information ecosystem. Section 4. Social media, a breeding ground for deception. Social media platforms have become the primary battleground in the fight against misinformation. Their algorithms, designed to prioritize engagement, often inadvertently amplify false and misleading content. Sensational headlines, emotionally charged narratives, and visually appealing content are more likely to go viral, regardless of their veracity. This creates a breeding ground for disinformation, allowing it to spread rapidly and widely. Furthermore, the anonymity afforded by the internet emboldens malicious actors. Individuals hiding behind fake profiles can spread lies and propaganda with impunity, making it difficult to hold them accountable. Social media companies have taken some steps to address the issue, but their efforts have been largely insufficient. The sheer volume of content uploaded every minute makes it impossible to police effectively. Moreover, there is a fine line between combating misinformation and censoring legitimate speech. Section 5. The devastating consequences of misinformation. The consequences of misinformation are far-reaching and devastating. It can affect every aspect of our lives, from our personal relationships to the stability of entire nations. It erodes trust in institutions, including governments, media outlets, and scientific experts. When trust is broken, it becomes increasingly difficult for these institutions to function effectively. When people lose faith in these institutions, they become more susceptible to manipulation and exploitation. This vulnerability can be exploited by those with malicious intent, leading to widespread harm. Misinformation also fuels polarization and division within societies. It creates an environment where people are more likely to see each other as enemies rather than fellow citizens. It creates echo chambers where people are exposed only to information that confirms their existing biases, making it difficult to engage in constructive dialogue and find common ground. This isolation can lead to a breakdown in social cohesion. Furthermore, misinformation can have real-world consequences, inciting violence, discrimination, and even genocide. History has shown us time and again how dangerous false information can be when it is used to fuel hatred and division. The spread of false rumors and conspiracy theories has been linked to hate crimes, ethnic cleansing, and other atrocities. These actions not only harm individuals, but can tear apart the very fabric of society. In the healthcare realm, misinformation about vaccines, has led to a resurgence of preventable diseases, putting countless lives at risk. The spread of false information about medical treatments can lead to people making dangerous decisions about their health. The fight against misinformation is not just about protecting the integrity of information, it is about safeguarding our democracies, our communities, and our very lives. By promoting accurate information and critical thinking, we can build a more informed and resilient society. Education and awareness are key in combating misinformation. By teaching people how to critically evaluate the information they encounter, we can reduce the impact of false information. Collaboration between tech companies, fact-checkers, and the public is essential. Social media platforms must take responsibility for the content they host and work to flag and remove false information. Ultimately, the goal is to foster an environment where constructive dialogue can thrive, where diverse opinions are respected, and where people can come together to solve problems based on a shared understanding of the truth. By addressing the issue of misinformation head-on, we can create a brighter future for all. A future where knowledge and truth are valued and where communities can flourish in an atmosphere of trust and mutual respect.